Hey Combo Kids, let's talk about your favorite topic of all topics, grading. So in AP Language, I grade everything holistically. And what that means is that I am looking at multiple standards at once. So I might be looking at your content, I might be looking at your grammar, I'm looking at the whole product together. I have always wondered when I was kind of being a writer myself in school, and I would get a grade like an 88. What does that even mean? What is an 88 in writing? And so what I started doing was using the holistic rubric to grade everything in my class, and that has really simplified things. And we'll work with it some over this next little bit so that you'll get an idea of how things work holistically. But here is the basic explanation. Everything that you do in my class, except for AP prompts, you will receive a 1, 2, 3, or 4 on. And those are just like your elementary school grades. A 1 means you do not meet the standard. Like, it is a catastrophe. You don't understand the concept. Your grammar doesn't understand the concept. Like, whatever standards I'm looking at, you don't get them. You are not there yet. Okay, that's a 1. And if you make a 1 on anything in my class, probably I'm not even going to grade it. I'm going to send it back to you and say, revise this, and then let me grade it. I would really rather have your best work. So especially during this digital time, if something's due Monday and you turn it in Wednesday, I'm not that worried about that. Have it in by the Sunday at the end of the week, but don't worry if it's a couple days late, as long as it gets in, right? I just need it to get in that week. And so I'd rather it be good, because if it's awful, I'm just going to return it to you and say, not yet, it's a 1. But that would be a 65 in the grade book. 2 is considered to be emerging. It means you show glimmers of understanding, right? You're starting to get it, but you are just emerging in the standards that we're looking at. Maybe you're just emerging in quotations, or you're just emerging in some certain standards. So a 2 is emerging. And the reality is, on new skills, a 2 is where all of us are. We start where we don't know, and then we emerge. Right? Grades should mean something. So if your skills appear to be emerging, you will earn a 2, and a 2 is a 75 in the grade book. A 3 means meets. You meet the standard. It's good, okay? What would most assignments that people give me be? They would be a 3. Good, meets the standard. That's a 3. That earns an 85. To earn a 4, you must exceed the standard. A 4 means that you have gone above and beyond your grade level. A 4 means that it is excellent, okay? That you show excellence with your work. So a 3 earns you an 85 in the grade book. A 4 earns you a 95 in the grade book. So I know some of you just freaked out and heard, the highest I can make is a 95? First time, yes. If a 95 is not good enough for you, you may always revise, okay? And the way that you revise is to rewrite 2 or 3 sentences of it to make it better and resubmit it, okay? You can even put an asterisk at the bottom and rewrite those sentences, okay? You can add some to it, but you go through and you do a noticeable revision that improves the work, and I'm willing to add points on. Sometimes I have students who revise each assignment 2 or 3 times. As long as it's within the week that it's due, I'll grade it as many times as you turn it in. So you could make a 100 on everything if you're willing to work for it. One thing I do want to point out is that sometimes I'll give a 3+, so you might get a 3+, 88. And what that means is, man, it was almost excellent, but there were those 2 I's that you didn't capitalize, and man, I just couldn't give it to you for that. Or there was this other, you had that comma splice in there, and so it can't exceed. You do not exceed the standard if you have comma splices and fragments. So you had excellence except for that, and so it's a 3+, so you get an 88. Right? Or maybe it exceeds, but there was this one sentence that was really, really dense, and so that one sentence might pull you down and bring you to a 4-, which could be a 92. So there is some wiggle room in there as far as grades go, but I think the holistic scale actually teaches you where you are in the learning, okay? A lot of honor students are used to getting A's on everything. That is not the kind of teacher that I am. If you earn an A on everything, you will get an A on everything. But I'm not going to give you an A for doing B level work. If your work is good, it's a B. If your work is great, it's an A. An A in my class means something. It means that you are exceeding the standard. A B means you are meeting the standard. You may be fine with meeting the standard. I am usually fine with meeting the standard, okay? But for those of you who want to exceed, I'm gonna need to see exceed level work if you want an exceed level grade. If you ever have questions about your grades, feel free to ask them. Okay, I'm absolutely happy to look at something again. But the most important part is revision. I want you to revise. So if you get a 3 or a 3 minus, you get a 3 minus, it's an 82, and you're an A student, do not cry and freak out. It means that you meet the standard. If you want to exceed, go back in, look at the comments that I give you, fix it, right? And let's see then if it exceeds. Learning is a continuum. Grades are supposed to reflect learning. You don't get an A just because you're cute and you try hard, right? A's come from performing at a level of excellence. And we are in a college level class. So the level of excellence is obviously up here. Now that said, my students usually make A's because they usually revise. Revision is where learning happens. If you'll go back to your writing and you'll fix things, and then you won't make those mistakes again, by the end of this semester, you're gonna be churning out A's regularly. Probably at the beginning, you won't be as we get into harder assignments. Some of the stuff this week, maybe so. But please, guys, don't freak out about the grades. One thing I want you to understand is this is a pressure-free zone. I am here to help you, and that is the only thing I want to do. If you want to make an A, you will. You just have to keep revising and keep working. Okay? I will give you lots of chances. I will answer a million questions. So please give me your very best effort. I'd rather have it a couple days late than have it be junk, right? So if you need a little bit longer, if you need an extension, just tell me. I'm always willing to work with you. I hope this all makes sense. I think you'll start to understand my grading scale as you see grades come back. And if you ever have questions, like I always say, send me an email and I'll be happy to clarify what's going on. Have a good night.